And we're here at the Bahrain International Circuit here. To give some track information, we've got a 4.5 kilometer track with 72% of the whole lap is spent at full throttle, and it's definitely a tyre. It's a track where the tyre dig isn't great, so tyre management or going on a bit of harder tyre compounds is like necessary for this track. So we're on here for a good race here today, hopefully, and the track is normally quite hard to overtake on, but definitely a hot spot for overtake. We'll be going down into turn 1 and heading into the final turn as well. As we wait for our first few drivers to come out here on their out laps. Wonder if people go on softs or mediums, as you can't qualify on hards for some reason in the game. As we've got a first driver out, it's Dubsy Mao and Foul One. Quickly turn down the audio so it's not as loud for you guys. The strategies I do expect people to be using today is a soft-hard strategy. If they start on the softs, maybe a 2-stop for like a soft medium or a soft medium. I think a lot of the strategy a lot of people will be going for is a medium-hard strategy, which seems to be the most popular strategy going around this track, with the tyre dig being quite bad. But we're getting a lot of drivers out on track, and let's just bring up some telemetry to see what everyone's bringing on. So we've got 3 drivers on mediums at the moment of Young Lights, Nunny and Viper. First driver to start their lap will be Dubsy Mao, so we'll ride on board of him for his lap. Still quite a few drivers in the pits, so hopefully they come out soon, as a lot of them are coming out now. Seems a lot of drivers are opting for maybe the bit of I would call it a tougher strategy, being on the softs, unless you don't do a 2-stop, because tyres on the hards right at the end of the race will go completely fall off the edge, and you're very vulnerable to those people doing 2-stops or a medium to hard strategy, and their tyre wear's going to be a lot higher. But as we're looking at Dubsy Mao's lap here, heads into first gear, short shift to second, getting a good extra rotation into turn 1. Ooh, nearly on, he spins. Got the throw a little bit too early there. So I think the next one onto our lap is Viper. He's one of the drivers on the mediums. Trying to see what we'll look around the board with the racing point of Sancho is. On the soft compounder tyres, let's see what he can do in this first sector. Can't see it, but he didn't go purple, so let's see how he takes his wing. He should go this into second gear. First gear, short shift straight up to third to get better rotation. And to fourth, and he spins it as well. And loses his front wing. Spectating curse happening here. 2 drivers are spectating, completely lost it. It'll be on qualifying now for Young Lights on the medium tyres, sorry. I think if a lot of drivers out don't qualify in the top 10, I do think a lot of them will opt for the medium tyres to start with, as a lot of people just qualify on the softs just so they can get track position, and knowing this track isn't the best track for overtaking, so track position on the track is crucial. So qualifying on the softs could potentially be quite good, but it does leave you vulnerable with the tyre depth being quite awful on this track, depending on what your tyre pressures is like though. As he crosses the line, Foul One puts a 26.1. Good lap for the Mercedes driver, and Young Lights on the mediums gets a 26.6. Very good lap for him on the mediums, and Viper has also puts a 26.7 on the mediums, so not bad laps from them. Only around 5 to 6 tenths off the pole position time on pole at the moment. Sorry about that. And FRO Geordie has got a 26.1, and Patuka got a storming lap of 125.7. Softs, it seems to be the timing is a bit slow, and Antovalo on the softs puts in a bit of a slower lap here on the 127.4. Definitely he can go faster than that, especially being on the softer compounder tyres. As I think we're about to finish the lap here with Icy, and it's not letting me go up. As he's finished his lap for some reason, and it's Showing this is a weird timing glitch here. I'm not sure what's happening here. Maybe just trying to unpause it. I'm not too sure what's happening here, but was that a good race here? As Armchair Bike puts it on provisional pole for a 1:20.25.2. Great lap from me on the soft tyres. Nearly in the 1:24s already, just on everyone's bankers lap, so looking quite good. Eccentricity looks to put in a lap, and oh yeah, the timing things happen as he goes second. As Sorosens puts it fourth. We're getting to the end of people putting in their banker laps. We've got Avi Racing as he's invalidated his lap, so he's not going to be able to put a lap in until after he holds back a bit. As he's on a lap now, it seems. Some drivers going off the he's letting a driver through. So I'm not too sure if he's on a quali lap. I presume he is. Heads into second gear. Doesn't opt for a short shift, which can help with a lot of rotation going into there, but I'm not fully sure if he's on a quali lap or not. I think he is. He's got a few drivers on out laps here, and good for the drivers to move out of the way. Nice and tight up to the curb on the far right. A 1:27.6 for the second sector. There just seems to be yellow flags everywhere, but the game is just having a bit glitchy here today. Not sure what's going on. Zev Racing timing glitch at 1:30. So you think I'm really confused about the timings here. I think we've got like a massive timing glitch and stuff because it's showing yellow sectors everywhere, and it says he's only just started his lap when he's coming to the end of sector 1, so I'm not too sure what's happening. Really confused. This is a weird timing glitch you've got here. I can't actually tell what lap times the people on, but let's see how he conducts himself through this lap on the medium tyres here, Nunny. Is he getting in nice and tight to the curb to really open up the entry to this next corner? Doesn't get to that, quite takes it quite deep, and luckily the curb on the outside there didn't unsettle the car. Taking the Esports known line, nice through there, onto the curb. Oh, he's not on a lap, never mind. It's quite hard to tell which drivers are on laps, and let's see if NSX Fruitful is on a lap here. And I do think he will be. And I think the timing is all weird, so just take that off for a minute and just see if it fixes itself. Not too sure what's happening here. It is really weird what we've got with the timing glitch. But so far your provisional pole position is Armchair Back with a 1:25.2, Eccentricity with a 1:25.4, and Avia Racing with a 1:25.5 is the provisional top 3 here. Drivers are putting in laps here, and I'm quite confused on that. Yeah, we've definitely got a weird timing glitch here. Maybe this will fix it. It still says he's in 30 seconds into sector 3. Not too sure what's happening. As Dubsy Mal goes into 12th place when this is weird. This is going a bit weird. Yeah, seems to be a glitch with the server the session. I'm not too sure what's happening. Hopefully it fixes itself for the race, because that's the main part everyone comes to see, but We're definitely having maybe a bit of a sinking glitch here, as it's really far behind. As says drivers are really. This is so weird. It says people are just going slow on the racing line. They're coming up. I am really confused on what's going on. And there's drivers going. It's just showing a. Not too sure what's going on. The session is definitely glitched, so yeah, that's sort of ruined the atmosphere for this qualifying session. Yeah. Really haven't got a clue what's going on, as Dubsy Mel's just said it's not looking great as well. Like everyone on my screen is. As Young Lights puts it. What is going on? It said Young Lights put it on pole for once. Yeah, apparently the sessions. This is weird. He's only gone in the pit lane just now, and apparently he's putting a 125.0. What? Yeah, this is weird. Yeah, let's hope this fixes itself for the races. I can't really seem to get anything good to look at as everyone's. Oh, and is it showing Dubsy Mal's going off on the track into the, and he's going through the track. What is going on? Dubsy Mal's car is driving through the pit lane right now, opposite way. What is going on? And now he's in the pit. What is? Oh, this is weird, guys. Yeah, the session is definitely glitched. I'm really sorry about this, guys. Not much I can do about it, as I can't even go up. It just goes straight back down. And we've got another driver. Oh, this is quite weird. Let's hope he's actually on a lap. Maybe it looks like it's sorted itself out a bit more. One second. But yeah, this is definitely a bit of a glitch session. I'm really hoping this does sort it out for the race, because it's not looking too great, to be honest. I'm still unaware, as we've got Centricity on pole here. Obviously, that lap was probably a long time ago, over 124.9. Yeah, everyone in the chat is saying that the game seems to be glitched for them. Yeah, it seems a lot of people in the actual race are having problems as well. As everyone is now going like 2 miles per hour on the track. Alright, never mind, we've got this. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's happening here, so I'm really hoping this does fix itself for the race, because it's be a shame if we can't swim this race, because obviously. And then there we go. It was obviously a lot of that happened ages ago, but Viper puts it in 5th for a 125.5. Good luck from the Renault driver. It seems that everyone else in the actual session is having these problems as well. That's just probably a glitch from the session. I think every driver is in the pits now. Most drivers are in the pits. And all the drivers are coming out now. Got a few drivers still sitting in the pits, but they're all coming out there for the final lap of the session. Is NSS Fruitful? I think it's actually fixed now because it's showing the right timing for Fruitful. Into third gear, nice and tight through there. Rides the curb to minimise the track distance. See how he takes into turn 4 here. Rides halfway through the curb to gain his slow his speed down, heading into the end of sector 1. And he's on his outlap, so it's... Oh god, this is weird. Yeah, I'm really hoping the session can fix itself, because this is a bit annoying how I'm not really able to tell who's on the lap or not. I think Dubsy Mao is on the lap here. So it's right on board of him. And he spun. I don't know if that's session... Yeah, this is weird. A lot of people are having problems. Let's see if FRO Geordie's on the lap, or is it a timing glitch again? No, he's actually on the lap. Right, let's see how he takes this. Second gear to third gear to fourth gear, nice and tight through there. Minimising the track distance there to gain a bit of time. So he conducts himself through the turn 4. Halfway off the track to gain and slow his car down there. Nice exit speed there, very well taken. Heading into the end of the sector. And it's saying he's on his outlap. Now I'm really confused. I saw an Alfa Romeo across the line, so yeah. Young Alliance is definitely on the lap. Let's see how he conducts himself through here in turn 4. We'll try this for a 4th time. I'm actually trying to watch a lap. And it's probably going to say he's on an outlap as soon as he hits the end of sector 1. No, it's not. He's 1.5 temps down. Nearly 2 temps down in his first sector time. Goes down to second gear. Doesn't short shift to second and loses the car nearly. And oh, understeered into the wall there. And I think he'll be lucky. Yeah, he didn't get any front wing damage from that, luckily. So he should be able to go on the track again as we have Zentricity going around the track, putting in the fast time. I think it's starting to fix itself now, as he puts in a 1:24.8. Great lap time from the Renault driver there. I think we have a Mercedes on it here, a Frau 1 on the lap here, looking quite good. Yeah, Ford fixed, yeah. As we've got a few drivers retiring here. Frau 1's on the lap. Heading into turn 4, goes into 8th gear, drops all the way down to 3rd to get maximum rotation, sorry. Heading into the end of sector 1, and it's still saying on he's an outlap bottom, don't think he does. It's not a bad time, Young Lion. It's not too bad of a time, don't worry. Still P4 at the moment. It seems we have... It says they're... I don't know if these guys are on outlap still, or are they actually on a lap and it's just my thing being glitched. So most drivers are finishing here. We just got Frau 1 and Ice. Track and Zentricity is just going to come round to go into the pits, I think. Not too sure. Let's hopefully see us. And let's see where he puts it, and that was an outlap, and he just went slower than his time. And Icy Top put it in P7 there for 1:25.5. And this seems to be everyone done, but just interested he's in the pits now. Just got hopefully his car retires. That's the end of the qualifying session. So we'll run through your whole grid. In pole position was Zentricity TV with a 1:24.8. Armchair Bike with a 1:25.0. And then Avi racing for 125.0, so very close from Armchair and Avi there. And also as well, Young Light's getting very close to them, all within under half a tenth. And in fifth place you've got Nunny here for 125.1. Viper a bit further back, about 4 tenths back for a 125.5. And that's going to be, it seems, yeah, you can see the rest of them on your screen there. Quite good qualifying session, as NSS Fruitful is also on medium tyres of 126.0. So quite a good time on those. So he'll be, I presume he'll start on the mediums or hards at the start of the race, but it'll be quite interesting to see what all the drivers outside the top 10 will do, whether they'll go for a 2-stop, or they'll risk the 1-stop on the softs to hards, or they'll just do for a straight no worries setup of a medium to hard. Could be in for a great race here. So it seems a lot of top 5 are only covered by 2.5 tenths, so really close, and it goes all the way down to 13th for a whole second, so very close qualifying here. Let's check something. So, in for a good race here. Hoping to see quite a lot of battles into turn 1. Hopefully drivers also do take their time heading into turn 1, as definitely Bahrain turn 1 and turn 2 do behold a lot of incidents in other league races I've been in and watched, and in general just in real Formula 1, turn 1 and 2 is quite hard to overtake around in general, so hopefully we can see drivers being quite careful and conducting themselves nicely. Seconds left, so everyone just fine-tuning their setups here, as we seem to have it on the grid. Just doing their setup, and let's see where we go. As you can see, the predicted pit stop strategy at the bottom there is that doesn't really include the 1-stop here, as I think a lot of drivers done this. As we can take a look at what tyres people are going to be on here. As obviously everyone in the top 10 is on the soft tyres. As we can see, Antovalo's on the mediums. Geordie will be on the hard compounded tyres. Sorensen Santo is on the the medium tyres, and NSX Fruitful on the hards, and Dubsy Mal will be on those mediums. So it seems that we could obviously got a good mix of strategies here. Some people are hoping to go very long on the hards and sort of praying there's going to be no safety car for those soft runners to get an early stop if they're going to go for a 2-stop. And as medium runners are sort of in the middle, they can obviously pit if they really want to go early and just go on the hards or do a 2-stop, or they have the enjoyment of just sort of in the mixed race, because their tyres will definitely be better after the soft tyres after like 5 or 6 laps, unless you've got quite high tyre pressure, because the soft tyres do go off really easy on this track as well in general, as most tyres do. As we get all the drivers come around the end of the grid, as we have got 2 drivers quite far ahead here. The rest of the grid behind them is coming. Quite interested to see how these hard runners do as NSS Fruitful and Geordie. I know both of them drivers have got good pace here, so I'm quite interested to see what strategy is going to come out on top here. But track position really is helpful, but at the same time, if you just get into some clean air, it really could help doing an undercut. Just gaining a second or so can really gain you a few positions, and it can help, because generally on this track, there is barely any overtaking spots. Even the second DRS zone is quite hard to overtake on because it's such a short straight, and you have to get quite a good exit to even stand a chance at getting an overtake on the driver in front. Here we go here for the Bahrain Grand Prix. I think it's no lights are popping up and Dubsy Mao has gone. Not too sure what's happened. Just continue. As it seems, yeah, Dubsy Mao's lights went out for everyone, and the lights went a bit weird there, so I'm not sure what happens there, but Zentricity keeps his lead at the start of the Grand Prix. Oh, we've got a Mercedes driver in the gravel, and that's Frau 1. But we'll stay up with the battle here. We've got some overtaking at the back here, and this is Fruitful swapping positions with Thunders. They're going side by side here, and he lets off the throttle. We'll come back to the front of the grid here. Is locking up. There goes the Mercedes driver, and Avi Racing takes a move on Young Lights into the hairpin. I think, is he going to make a dive? He is. Young Lights making a dive. Oh, close to the two drivers. Got a few drivers going off track here just to avoid any contact to other drivers. It seems to be the top two are starting to slowly pulling a gap out here on the and Young Lights and Nunny. A lot of drivers are really close here, as no one's really fallen too far back, even if there's a few drivers a few seconds off each other, but not a huge distance between the drivers, so a lot good to see. But top two have pulled over a second away from other drivers now, so they're out of DRS zone in lap 1, so they're going to really try to pull away here between Armchair Bike and Zentricity, who's nearly pulled a 1 second gap on Armchair Bike behind. And we're having a bit of a timing glitch here. It's going to do this for a little while here. As Frau 1 comes into the pit, and let's just see if there's any side-by-side action. Young Lights is not too sure what's happened here. These two drivers had contact. Oh yeah, it's just we've got enough Sancho Wiz in the pits as well. Going on those hard compound tyres, so he's looking to go long on the hard tyres here, and maybe go on softs at the end of the race, or pit a bit earlier for mediums, as I'm not too sure. We have a really weird timing glitch here, so hopefully the timing board can sort itself out. We still have Zentricity in the lead here, with Armchair Bike following him, Avi Racing, Young Lights, Nani, and so on. Not too sure why it's showing Santo is in the lead, but there it goes, sorted itself out now. Timings, and they've already pulled 1.7 seconds to the cars behind. Great racing so far from the Armchair Bike and Zentricity in front, really starting to pull away, and it's not even that you've used a lot more ERS. So Armchair's got quite a lot of ERS, but Zentricity's really used a lot of his ERS here. Only got 35% left, with Armchair Bike's got around 70%. As he's pulled a 1.3 second gap, Zentricity here on Armchair Bike, so we'll go to a bit of a closer battle on track here with. And he goes really deep into the corner there and does lose all that. He loses about 4 attempts to Young Lights ahead. So no one's really seems to be making a move. Nunny picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. His ice top's now dropped out at 1 second gap, but he's just about inside of it again. A lot of drivers won't be overtaken or making too many risks on these early laps. They just wanted to get comfortable on the track and then start making some overtakes. So you can see a lot of drivers, yeah, the front two, are starting to pull away very nicely here, and got a good gap between each car, and obviously I wouldn't listen to that predicted strategy. That's a yellow flag, and that's Frau 1. He's gone off the track and going around the escape road here, and when he's not too sure what he's doing. Virtual safety car. I think him spinning, yeah, he's spinning has caused a virtual safety car here. And this is now going to give time for Zentricity, who used a lot of his ERS now, to gain a lot of it back. So using a lot of the ERS there, it did come in handy maybe to pull that. He's pulled a 2.5 second gap. As he tried to bait a pit stop there, it's probably not the wise idea. As Nunny gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under virtual safety car. There's a yellow flag in sector 2 as it seems Farrell might have spun again. Seems to be going quite slow, so I'm not too sure what's happening here, but there's a got Viper and Batuka having a good battle going side by side, heading to turn 4 here. As Batuka doesn't want to fight back as Viper goes quite wide and Farrell gets a 3-second time penalty. Not quite sure, I think he might have, yeah, he has no front wing. There's Viper and Batuka, Viper nearly, tank slapper there, back end nearly lost it, and Batuka's going to really gain on that. He's right on his rear end now. This could be a good chance to get him in his DRS zone if he can get... It's behind him is Anto Varlo locking up and right on board here with the McLaren driver and see if he can get a good manoeuvre on the driver ahead. And he hasn't, 'cause he hasn't got a great exit and he's losing time to the driver ahead. As, yeah, no, DRS wouldn't have been activated, so it was a VSC. As, yeah, Frau has retired from the session. I like him, he was quite far back there and had a couple of spins. Sancho was obviously pitted now, but he's a bit further back. It's the closest battle on track here is Fodion. So right on board him with the Ferrari drone. He has got DRS here. And let's see if he can get a good run here on the Ferrari driver ahead. As Nunny pits, and I think that's for his drive-through penalty, and that is... Not maybe it probably was one of those glitches, but that's a shame for him there. Was running in P5 there. Unfortunately, he's now at that's basically just a pit stop. That's sort of ruined his race there unless the safety car comes out. His Viper and is right on the rear end here of IWI's top. Quite good. His NSS fruitful because he's been a good battle here for about P8 here. Very good battle it seems. Three drivers really close to each other. It seems a lot of the back drivers here are slowly falling away from everyone else. So NSX Fruitful is still sticking on the end of Anto Varlo. He gets very close to him. I think he's going to get a good exit maybe to get... But Anto's going to have DRS and Fodion from the head, so it's going to be quite a hard manoeuvre for NSX Fruitful to pull off, especially being on those hard compound tyres compared to the mediums and softs for the drivers ahead. So it could be good for him as he tries to get... Anto Varlo goes out quite wide there, not giving him the best speed. Heading in, he locks up going into... Start of sector 3. It's right on board here with this is Fruitful. See if he can get anything, but it seems Anto Varlo is getting a very good slipstream of Fodion and Batuka in front. I wonder if there'll be any moves, and it seems Viper is very close to Icy Top here. And there's no DRS for Icy Top ahead as Avi racing pits. Viper takes him around the outside, and that was a very simple move, but oh, he nearly went to the side of Ice Top, and he's trying to hold it around the outside, but Viper gets a much better drive coming out of turn 1 and holds it. And is he getting, there's always seems to be manoeuvres going on there, but Fodion's been overtaken by Anto Varlo, and they seem to be going 3 wide into this corner, and it's right on with NSS Fruitful to see what happens. There's 2 drivers go really wide. There's Anto Varlo. Oh, it's a bit of front wing damage off Fodion there. And they're going two side by sides. Crazy. Great battle here for P6 on this race. He's got Sorensen's now joining him, and this is right on the end of Anto Varlo, and he gets really out of sorts and taking the inside line. And there's a yellow flag. Dubsy Mouse retired. And there's a safety car. Well, there's a safety car in lap 6 here, so this is going to help the soft runners out. If they're going to go for a 1-stop, they can go straight onto the hards. But this is going to help. I think this is going to help out the drivers on the mediums, because they can just maybe cool down their tyres and not use anywhere much as wear and go for a medium soft strategy. So this is really playing into the favour of Anto Varlo and Sorensen here. So, safety car coming very clutch in for a lot of drivers. As everywhere, as I thought, most drivers are coming into the pits now. As no, the medium drivers aren't. A lot of the medium drivers aren't taking advantage of it. I think Anto Varno might be taking advantage of it, as he definitely should be going. I reckon he definitely could stretch out those mediums for the last 10 laps or so. 8, 9 laps, go on those soft tyres. He's getting a few laps, and everyone's just going to charge the ERS up here, so this is going to be great for the restart. It's also helped drivers out like Nunny, who's had the drive-through penalty, but he's going to be right up behind everyone now. There's a lot of drivers seem to be opting for the mediums, Batuka on hard compound tyres. And yeah, all the drivers are like bunching up here. Safety car start. It could be quite hectic coming into turn 1 here after a safety car restart, being how fast all the drivers will be going into turn 1. Maybe seeing some drivers doing some Daniel Ricciardo manoeuvres and really breaking late, try getting some positions, but have to be careful at the same time not to cause any incidents, as turn 1 isn't the best for going more than 2 wide. Seems a lot of the drivers are catching up now, so that's great to see a lot of the drivers that were a bit further back, like Sancho, Wiz and Nani, better catch up now after. If you want to, yeah, sure. So one that's going to happen here, I don't think the safety car will come in this lap, as we still got over a few drivers a bit further behind, so it's going to go around for another lap.
Yeah, because of my amazing driving. I'm special guest in commentary now.
Well, yeah, as we've got Dubsy Mal now on commentary with us, as yeah, got a safety car.
There is quite a few issues going on with the timing and stuff, though, that I noticed while I was driving.
Yeah, I thought it was just maybe the
it was the same with quali. I'm not sure what's happening with this lobby, but it is somewhat glitchy.
Well, it's good to know it wasn't just the stream, so it was good for everyone then, okay. It's bad for everyone, sorry, but safety car definitely is going around, but it's definitely going to come in next lap as...
Yeah, it should be in the end of this lap and everyone will be back to racing.
Still showing a timer glitch, just says Fodion's 35 seconds behind. And Sancho...
Okay, it's normal for me.
I'm going to just come off that and just turn it off.
Geordie was showing some nice pace with them hard tyres, but now he's moved over to the softs, from what I can see.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be doing a 2-stop there. A lot of
yeah, there's no way he can push them soft tyres further in. He's going to have to switch from them maybe to mediums, depending when he pits.
I think one driver that's definitely going to benefit from this is Anto Varlo on his medium, can definitely stretch those out. Maybe in Tier 3 race there, we had a few drivers starting on the mediums and they really benefited off the safety car and they was able to stretch mediums and then go on softs.
What do you mean? Yeah.
So it's quite good.
Those with the hard tyres should be able to go quite long and then maybe switch to softs at the end.
Yeah, 100%.
Unless they've gone from soft to the hards, but some have started on hards and they can switch to the softs towards the end.
Yeah, the only driver that's continued on his start of hard tyres is NSS Fruitful. I think the other hard compound driver was Geordie, but yeah, obviously he switched to the soft tyres now, but NSS Fruitful is going to really benefit of this, but he's going to have to be quite cautious of all the drivers behind him on fresh mediums.
Yeah, fresh tyres.
Safety cars in this
Either
lap.
He's going to have to drive very defensive, or he's just going to have to push really hard to try pull a gap.
Yeah, I don't really see him being able to pull a gap on fresh. He's got somewhat used hards against some people, a lot of behind him, a couple of them on fresh softs, and a lot of fresh mediums it seems. So it's going to be quite
unfortunate for Nani obtaining that drive-through penalty.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure. I said spinning on the VSC. I definitely think it was a glitch, maybe, because a lot of them do seem like glitches nowadays. So I don't think you.
Yeah. This game is generally like buggy.
But here we go. We're going to ride on with NSS Fruitful.
And the safety car's in. He's already pulled a 7/10 gap.
Yeah, it seems a lot of drivers aren't getting too close, and it seems Avi Racing's making a move onto Viper as we'll ride on with him as he tries to get a good exit, but as we can see Young Lights now.
Still a 7/10 gap between the leader and second place.
Not as a hectic
Young Lights
restart.
Trying to push up the inside.
Vice top there and right on the rear end still, but he didn't get to make the move done unfortunately there. But it seems a good restart from Fruitful, but he's going to have right behind him drivers likes on these fresh mediums and 8-lap old mediums, so he's going to be put under a lot of pressure within the next lap or two, I reckon.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ride on board here with the Mercedes at Avi Racing and see to make a move on Young Lights maybe, but no, his Young Lights seems to get good.
Pulling the gap closer and
not enough speed.
Going to be looking up the inside in the next few laps, I would say.
Definitely seems to have a lot of pace on those fresh mediums compared to iStop. Looks a bit more comfortable, but maybe might take a few laps for iStop to get underway. As a driver goes wide. Antovalo from second place on those used mediums, and Centricity as well. And Avi Racing picks up a 3-second time penalty. Centricity was the leader of the race. As Young Lights gets the manoeuvre on iStop done, like you said, and Avi Racing gets past Icy Top. And look at Avi Racing on those fresh softs right behind Young Lights now.
Avi Racing going to be looking to get past Young Lights into this turn, which will be very risky. Young Lights looks very defensive.
Ooh,
and Avi outbrakes himself slightly.
The curb on the outside there at turn 1 really unsettled his car, but yeah, he's not going to get a good run now to take it into turn 4. As it seems, Ennis's Fruitful is actually pulling away from drivers on fresh mediums here. 1.1 seconds. Great restart from the AlphaTauri driver. Seems Young Lights, we've still got some drivers really close to each other, and a manoeuvre from Avi Racing. Oh, a bit of an ambitious manoeuvre as Sancho Wiz picks up a 3-second time penalty. And I think if some drivers can get some good slipstream, some good exits here, you're going to see some
Young
manoeuvres.
Lights is going to be looking for a move here, with Anto locking up his front tyres quite often.
Oh yeah, Nani just put in chat, someone spun him and he's now 21 seconds behind on fresh off, so he's going to definitely want a safety car now, being on fresh softs. Yeah, he's going to want to go on to get a safety car.
Avi Racing would move up the inside of Young Lights.
Didn't get to see that, but cheers, great move there, should have been. Seems to be a massive car piled behind him. His Viper's right on the back of iStop, but he's going to run out of track, but he's definitely going to hold it for the... Oh, he goes for the move!
Went for the dive.
Oh!
That was very risky, considering he was 3 tenths behind.
Ghosting saved him here, and Sorensen takes an advantage on that.
Sorensen has took advantage of that and just got straight past Viper.
Comes Avi Racing on the move on the Ferrari, late lunge, and I think he... Oh, a lot of drivers are getting very close there from that early break-in from Avi Racing. A lot of drivers have to be
Jordy
careful.
coming onto the back of Viper here, taking him up the inside on the DRS zone.
Fodion gets a few second penalty, and that's the McLaren of Patuka.
Viper with a switchback.
Fodion.
They're going side by side into this turn.
Great helicopter shot! Oh! Viper is lucky to not run away with Spinner. They both go really wide onto the curb. That really unsettles the car. As this seems to be a great battle here, just for 9th place. Just going to ride back on board here with Avi Racing, who's right on the rear end of Antovalo for 4th place. On those fresh softs, you'd almost think he's going to get Antovalo heading into the end of the corner here. But no, he's not.
He's not seeming to gain too much time on the DRS.
No, he's not. I think a lot...
He has spun! He has touched the rear of Antovalo and he has spun.
On those fresh softs, he was looking all good there. As hopefully that's not going to cause any virtual safety cars or anything, as we want to see these battles. An armchair bike is right on the end of it as Fruitful here. That 1 second gap has really come down, and I think he's going to get a good run on him. And just ride on board with armchair bike. It's a fantastic exit.
Is going to happen into turn 1.
He doesn't even need DRS
it past on the DRS zone.
Yeah, he didn't even need DRS or overtake. He was overtaking him, so great from him. Is Fruitful going to try and come back? No, he's not. As Centricity makes a dive bomb on him. Good. And it's a Fruitful had a Hawkeye there and left just left space on the last second as Sorensen makes a move on Icy Top, it seems, and Avi Racing is into the pits now as for a front wing change and going on to mediums, so it'll be quite interesting.
Fruitful can still have a good race here if he makes the strategy work, but realistically all Armchair needs to do is pull away on their medium tyres and make it work, so he could switch to maybe a set of softs later in the race if he can look after his tyres.
Yeah, 100%. All these medium drivers, they've all got to do another stop, so Fruitful's still on the same boat as them. And if Fruitful can just go a little bit longer and get fresh softs at the end of the race, he could really be in prime position if he can just stay in second place. At least not just, if he can, it seems he got a good gap from the car behind, about 3 seconds and 4th, so if he can just hold this top 3 area and go on to fresh softs, I think he can really be in good for
Young Lights is
shout.
coming back onto the rear of Anto Varlo.
1.5 tenths here. He's not going to make a move here. Is he going to get a good run? Is he going to be smart? Or is he going to get him? Has Anto Varlo got a much better exit? But I was wondering if he's going to make a move
He's
on
not.
him before.
He's not. Young Lights isn't using his overtake button. As I'm pretty sure he's saving it for the right moment.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, I think he's going to go for the move now.
Yeah, you can see him gaining. He's going to get him well before turn 1.
This is going to be. They're side by side into turn 1.
What can you just keep a look at that while I'm running on with Patuka and Fodion, but he's not going to gain enough time.
Young Lights is back. He has not got DRS for some reason.
Anto Varlo got it. He must have been. Anto Varlo must. Oh, he locks up and goes really
Anto
wide.
with a huge lock up. Young Lights coming right on the rear of his car.
Yeah, the reason Anto Varlo got the DRS, he must have been behind Young Lights in the detection zone. So, and Sorensen makes the move.
Sorensen with a very risky dive bomb hitting the side of Young Lights' side pod there.
Gets the move done though. So, as he's on fresh mediums compared to a lot of these though, but Anto Varlo's still on his 12-lap-old mediums from the start. As then this is fruitful.
Geordie has made the move on Young Lights. And Young Lights hits the rear of Geordie and may have got some wing damage.
He seems to be struggling now, Young Lights. Maybe his tyre temperatures and his engine...
I think he may have wing damage.
He hasn't, I've just checked it. He may have a slight lower green one. Oh, he spun!
He spun!
He's been hit from behind by Icy Top. I just saw that, I caught that. And that could cause a... He's just left the session.
Yeah, that's probably going to cause a safety car.
No, his car's still in the session, but it's just going to be going slow. But yeah, I saw that. Icy Top tapped the rear end of Young Lights and sent him into a spin into the wall. Young Lights did seem to be struggling there, but that's so unlucky for him on those tyres, because he still have had a good shout. And Sorensen's made the move on Anto Varlo here. Let's see if Anto Varlo's going to come back at him. But I think, yeah, Sorensen's going to have a much better exit, having so much fresher tyres. Eccentricity's joined the battle now for the top 3. This is top 3 battle. Looks to be opening up here a bit more. But it seems to be a battle here.
Fruitful is gaining back on armchair bike, as it seems.
Yeah, definitely. Surprised. Oh, and Sorensen may go for a... No, Anto Varlo sticks with him. He pulls back a little bit.
Seen some very risky moves from Sorensen so far.
Been very risky, but he's made to pull them off. A lot of the drivers are very nice to him on track.
He's made them work, but they are very risky.
Yeah, the drivers have been quite kind to him on track, leaving in the room, but they sort of had to, otherwise they may have been into a spin, so...
Geordie is going to be looking at Fruitful for the next couple of laps.
Geordie overtakes Anto Varlo. In him being on those, I would say fresh softs now, but 6-lap-old softs doesn't work too well with this track.
Yeah, those softs won't last too much longer.
I reckon he'll be in within the next 3 laps or so. He'll be in for a pair of mediums to the end.
Interesting. He's going to be looking to catch Fruitful hard on this straight, but he's only with 5% of ERS. You can't really make... Viper past Anto Varlo and Isotop past Anto Varlo.
He's in the
as he pits.
Yeah. So he's going to go on another pair of mediums, I presume. He's going
also
on hards.
Gets jumped by Sancho.
Interesting. He goes on hard tyres to the end, and he's having to fix his front wing, that's why as well. But I'm confused on why he doesn't go for another pair of mediums, because they easily could have made the end.
Down to 11th place.
Nunny's going to get... I think Nunny might be able to get him as well on those hard
Nunny has made it past him.
But he's on soft, so he's going to have to pit again, Nunny. Seems to be a lot of battle still going on here. In this gap for... This sort of battle for P1,
yeah,
not much battling,
the top 3, yeah.
They're just sticking with each other to pull away, and they have pulled away from 4th place with nearly a 4.5 second gap now.
It's going to be very hard for the Centricity and Armchair to look after their tyres, because Fruitfuls will last way longer than theirs will.
But you still got to think those hard tyres have been on for 14 laps now, and 14 laps on Bahrain is just... That can destroy any tyre. Seeming as the tyre dig on this track is awful. So those mediums, I wouldn't be surprised if they're about 50-60%.
They've been on the mediums for...
7 laps.
No, it's longer than that.
No, it says it on here. They've been on 7 laps, because a lot of these drivers, they pitted under VS, the safety car, sorry.
I thought the safety car was like lap 6.
No.
Oh, Centricity into the pits.
Oh, he is. He's
So
should
their
gone.
tyres are starting to fail.
So maybe these soft tyres for Geordie means, yeah, Geordie's pitting as well. We did say a few more laps, but Fruitful should be going to softs to the end. But I don't know if he's going to have to go mediums because those he's going to
Maybe the
lose too much
mediums are
time.
failing.
I'm quite see what's interest
I'm
he
not
goes
sure
on.
why. Yeah, I'm not sure
mediums.
why he would have went into the pit so early.
Would be quite nice to know what tyre wear is on for a lot of these drivers. As Fruitful still he's on such old hard tyres compared to those mediums. I know they have so much more wear, but he's definitely going to have worse tyres than Armchair Bike still.
He's keeping with him with around the same gap each lap. Huge lock up from Fruitful there.
Patuka's on the back of Zentricity, but I can see Zentricity's going to pull away very quickly, being on fresh mediums compared to Patuka's 8-lap old. As we've not got too many more.
Closing the gap. Now down to 5 tenths from 7.
Great battle here for P1.
Down to it was down to 4 tenths for a brief moment.
So a lot of drivers are starting to struggle. A lot of drivers starting to struggle.
3.5 temps.
He's gaining. He's not even using
mediums
overtake.
are going off. And mediums are failing.
Fruitful's pitting.
Fruitful into the pits.
That's going to be for
Armchair won't be able to go
mediums.
much longer with those tyres.
Yeah, I think a lot of these will pit around like lap 12, 13, 11, around that sort of range. But I think what Zentricity's doing, he's pitting really early and just banking on he's going to gain so much time on these drivers ahead. And you better see this. Let's see how much he gains on Fruitful, if at all.
I'm going to grab a drink real quick.
Alright. He's not going to gain much on Fruitful. He may get ahead of him, but no, he's not. So him pitting a couple laps earlier so has not actually really helped him that much. So the undercut hasn't worked, but I know Zentricity was P1, so it's actually not worked completely as Fruitful's regained second place now, and let's just see if Armchair Bikes. As Nunny's right on the rear end of FRO Geordie here, him being on 6 laps old softs, which should be going off a bit now. He still managed to keep up with the AlphaTauri driver. I'm still interested as Icy Top's still trying to keep with Viper, but it's a yellow flag and that's a Red Bull. And that's Nunny. He's in the wall. Is there for session here? I think he may have spun. It's a shame for him there. He's having a good start of the race and it all went downhill for him there. And I don't think it's going to cause a safety car. It shouldn't do. No, he's gone already, so he's fine. Icy Top's really getting close here, but he's not going to be close enough for a move, and he goes into the pits on. So it does seem these mediums are going off the edge really quick. So Anto Valo going on those hard compound tyres may be actually a masterclass in disguise, because it does seem everyone's struggling on these mediums after just 10 laps, and that's obviously due to this track being awful on tyre deck. Zentricity's right on the end of Fruitful now, as both drivers are on fresh mediums. Is he going to get enough speed coming into the corner? He's too far back, run out of track. He's going to hope to maybe get him heading out at the end of 10 for the DRS zone. Is this the closest battle on track at the moment? As the ERS difference is quite huge for the drivers, Fruitful being on about 50% ERS and Zentricity having to bear none. As he gets a not great exit, having not much overtake, he's not going to be able to, he's just going to use it to stay with him, so I do expect NSS Fruitful to pull away soon if he can just use a bit of that overtake very wisely. Seems Geordie is right behind Thodion here, as he's on fresh mediums compared to Fodion's 10-lap old hards. Oh, and I think Fodion just let him pass, which is good sportsmanship from him there, but he didn't obviously have to do that. Easily could have stayed in front. Armchair Bike pits, and this is going to be very interesting to see where he comes out. Coming around the final corner now is NSS Fruitful. Oh, the not Fruitful final corner, sorry. And Fruitful's got man's Zentricity. So, what happened? This has been a weird pit stop. So, Fruitful staying out longer helped him to get back ahead of all of these drivers, but it didn't help Armchair Bike, so his pace on those older mediums must have been quite... He might have been struggling on those mediums. He's dropped both positions now, and he's 1.5 seconds out of them. As Geordie's now on the end of Batuka, he's going to be looking to get a manoeuvre done soon as Batuka's once again on older hards, and Sanchez must have made a mistake because the gap was quite big, 7-8 tenths. Now 2 tenths right on board here with Ennis Fruitful. He's not using overtake, so he's not going to get the move done. He's falling back a little bit here, but he's probably just waiting back and looking to get much extra speed here. Is he going to make a move? Oh, and Sanchez brakes really early. I think there might have been... He's going to get a better exit here if he maybe use a bit of overtake, but he's going to turn up his engine speed there as it didn't. Sanchez locks up heading into the final turn here, and let's see. Oh, and Centricity loses it nearly, and Armchair Bike takes advantage of that. Must have gotten the throttle way too early there. And then this is Fruitful's into the lead, overtaking Sanchez, and Sorensen and Viper pit for fresh softs.
A huge change of events as I went to get a drink. Fruitful back in the lead.
Yeah, for some reason
he made the strategy work.
Yeah, it's quite confusing because he went for the overcut and it worked for him, getting ahead of both drivers. But Armchair Bike did an even longer overcut.
And he's already pulled a second.
Yeah, so he did an Armchair Bike did an even more overcut on the drivers, but he didn't get it to work. So pace must have been a bit harder for him on those used tyres. But he's still right behind Sanchez, who's on very old hards, and surely he's going to be pitting for softs any time. Oh, when he makes contact! Armchair Bike makes contact.
I think he will leave it one more lap before he gets onto them soft tyres.
Armchair Bike gets him, but there was a bit of contact. He's definitely got a little bit of front wing damage off that, but it's not an end plate or anything, so nothing huge. And Fruitful seems to be if he can just keep it on track now and between the white lines, he's going to have this race win, I think. But I've not seen many penalties, so I'm going to check the top 3 here. 1 warning for Fruitful, 1 warning for Armchair Bike, and Sanchez has got a penalty, but he's going to be pitting soon, and Zentricity's got 2 warnings, and that's within the last 2 laps. So yeah, and Sanchez pits. Thought that would happen soon. Same with Batuka. He may pit. No, he's not. As we've seen, the closest battle was Viper and Icy Top, opening the DRS zone. Is he going to be able to get the manoeuvre done here on Icy Top? Fresh medium,
it's going to be very risky,
softs.
but he's going for it.
He's got it done.
Icy Top's probably going to outbrake.
Takes a switchback manoeuvre, doesn't get the best exit speed from the switchback, and Viper on those fresh softs is going to storm past. As we can see, Sorensen on those fresh softs is really catching up to Batuka on those 13 lap olds, hards, sorry. So look out for these soft drivers of Sorensen and Viper to really catch up to everyone else here.
Yeah, they do have potential to get a podium spot if they push hard enough.
100%. As he's got Batuka on the inside coming into turn 10. Is Batuka going to try hold it? No, he's not. But Sorensen runs wide and is going to unsettle the car a little bit by running on that big curb on the far right of him. But luckily, Batuka's old medium hard, sorry, will be doing the same thing and not going to be great under braking or anything. So Avi Racing's looking to get on the back of Antovalo, but not seeming to be happening for him there. The gap at the front has come down a few tenths here. 1.1 second, nearly under a second, but Armchair Bike's going to need to maybe use a bit more ERS, and he can afford it as Fruitful's only got 15% compared to Armchair Bike's around 50%, so he's definitely got the potential. Whereas NSS Fruitful locks up and he might be inside DRS range here. As Viper gets Batuka and he sets the fastest lap of the race. He's not going to make, he's not going to go over it still, and Viper is still trying to stick with Sorensen on those soft tyres, and Sorensen is only 1 second off of 4th place now, Geordie. So 4th place is definitely on the cards here for both drivers, and they're going to be fighting each other, I reckon, for this. As Viper may have made a mistake there. He dropped quite a bit back.
Sorensen's gaining a lot of time on Geordie. 2/10 this lap alone.
Yeah, definitely gonna get this 4th place here.
Now 3/10.
As I think
Geordie with a huge lock up, as he may get him on this straight.
Geordie got a good exit speed, but that overtaking DRS is going to come in.
It's going to be very close. It's going to be risky going for the overtake, but
yeah,
he backed off.
Armchair Bike's in DRS range.
He'll get him on the start-finish straight.
Armchair Bike is now in DRS range of Ennis's Fruitful, so the battle for first place is now officially on, as Batuka picks up a 3-second time penalty. As Icy Top's now catching up to the back of him on fresh mediums. Sorensen's going to get him on the main straight.
He's got DRS. Let's watch that time go down.
Oh, and Sorensen's hit the back of Viper. Geordie, sorry. And they've really lost a lot of time there, and that's put Viper right up behind them again.
Sorensen looking for the move, but he's got barely any ERS left.
I think Geordie's going to hold it. He's going to go around the outside. Geordie's going to squeeze him out, and this is perfect position for Viper, who's going to get a brilliant manoeuvre. And oh, him and Sorensen go side by side. Really could have been contact there. And Viper is very lucky to not come out of that with be spinning into the wall and out of this race, as Icy Top is right
Armchair down to 5/10. Now 6.
He's got a lot more ERS as well. They're both saving. No, he's not. Armchair Bike's saving ERS, but Fruitful's just slowly saving. So Sorensen's going to get the move down on Geordie around the outside, and Geordie squeezes him, but being fair. And this is gonna. Is he going to get? I don't think he's enough. He doesn't have enough ERS here to get an overtake done. He's going to. If I would have been, I would have saved it. His Viper's dropped out the 1 second gap, but he's coming back into it now as Zentricity picks up a 3-second time. That could come in hand. That's going to be huge for those podiums for Sorensen and Viper. That's going to be massively huge. As it looks like NSS Fruitful could be under threat here from Armchair Bike here, who's gaining on him a considerable amount here.
He was close to going for the move, but he may get him on this next DRS sign.
Yeah, I think he may get him here.
The gap is slightly too big, I think.
Sorensen's going to try and make a move here on FRO Geordie around the outside, but Geordie gets a good position on track to sort of cut him off. He's gaining a lot on him, but he's not going to have enough. So he's not going to have enough track to be able to get him. Great battles here for 4th. And Icy Top gets Batuka, and they're going side by side. And he shows to give a switch back, but those 16-lap-old hards are not going to come in handy there. So we've got some great battles here. The battle for first place.
Pretty much touching Geordie's rear wing. Is he going to go for the move?
He is.
He's going for it.
Great move, but he's going to...
in front.
Geordie's going to get him,
Geordie with a switch back.
That was going to happen. Geordie doing some fantastic defending on... And
Viper made the move on Sorensen. That was a huge mistake from Sorensen going for that move.
Armchair Bike right on the rear of NS's Fruitful here. Those 2-lap-old mediums for Fruitful could maybe damage him a bit, maybe coming back to haunt him. But Armchair Bike has so much more ERS, so he's going to full blast the overtake.
Armchair Bike is making the move.
He's got the move already. Doesn't he? He didn't even really need the DRS, and he would have got him. And Armchair Bike now takes the lead. Has now looked to Viper and see if he can take Geordie. He was stuck behind Sorensen for quite a bit of time there.
He's gaining a lot on Geordie. He's going to try dive it.
He's got it.
They're going to go side by side into turn 1.
Geordie can't keep this. I don't think he will. Much better traction. All he touches his rear, and that's going to put Sorensen right on the back of Geordie here, and Geordie's going to have to be careful. Geordie's gaining on him.
Geordie's going back.
He's making the move.
Ooh, very risky that, and he's caused himself to lose traction, and now Sorensen has got past Geordie.
And that's going to be it for him, I reckon. They're very close still, but yeah, it looks like Fruitful's dropping out here. He seems to be struggling with pace now. It's gonna be very hard for Viper to catch Zentricity with only 4 laps to go. But you got to take into account he's only got to gain half of that because Zentricity's 3-second time penalty. So it's quite possible he can gain that. But
unless
his
Viper
mediums
has penalties, which I'm not too sure about. I'll have a look about that.
Same time, it's Those softs will be falling off a cliff a little bit soon.
Viper with 1 3-second penalty.
So that's going to help. What's Sorensen on? Is that going to help Sorensen and Geordie because he's still staying on the back of them?
Unless that penalty was served in the pitch, which I'm not sure what the penalty was for.
Is it a 3 second?
Yeah, so it won't be served in the pitch.
Yeah, it's going to say they can't be served. Is Sorensen's going to get him? Oh, what a late move from Viper, and that could have caused contact. He's lucky there, Viper. He moved very late.
Very late on the brakes, but he still keeps ahead of Viper.
Geordie's done well to stick with them, but to be fair, his tyres will be coming into a bit of a better condition soon as Fruitful's dropped out of that 1 second.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Sorensen gain 6 seconds within 3 laps. It could happen, but it's very unlikely unless Centricity spins or makes a huge
Viper
mistake.
nearly lost it. Viper on the exit, he lost so much traction there, and he's lost the DRS, I think. Yeah, he would have nearly spun the car, and this luckily still in there, but that's put FRO Geordie right on his rear end, and Geordie locks up massively, but he gets to get a bit more good exit speed. But yeah, he's a bit too far back, Geordie, to make a move here. Because yeah, Fruitful really is struggling on those mediums, it does seem. Those 2 lap, it just being 2 lap older, is it really making that much of a difference? His Viper's really fallen back at 1.6 seconds, so the only good bet on track now is FRO Geordie going to be right behind him on Viper. As the gap with
I feel like Geordie would just about make the move on Viper before the end of the race.
He's not got good traction, but he's going a bit... No, he has. He's got much better traction. I think he's going to get him.
Geordie has a little bit more ERS to work with. He's going for the move.
He's got it done.
He's up the inside and he's made it work.
I think Did you say Sorensen had a penalty? Sorry.
No, Viper has a penalty.
Sorensen has to
I'll check Sorensen.
He only has to gain 1.7 seconds on Centricity then. Because he's gaining a lot of time on the driver ahead. Geordie locks up and Viper goes on the inside, and he has to be careful because he gets a bit of dirty air there.
No penalties for Sorensen.
Well, he's in prime position for a podium. He's gaining 2 tenths every few seconds or so.
Viper spins Geordie.
Wow, and that's going to put Icy Top ahead of him.
They made contact through the turn, and Viper tapped his rear end and
Geordie goes wide.
Spun him.
Geordie goes really wide, and that's going to put Batuka close behind him now, and that's a shame. But Sorensen's only 9 tenths technically behind Zentricity now. With that 3 second penalty, it's going to hurt Zentricity so much. 8 tenths. Icy Top's getting right behind Viper now. 6 tenths. It's Geordie's right behind Icy Top now, so we could see a report from Geordie
Sancho
there.
is looking close to getting that single point for the top 10.
Oh yeah, he's got 9 lap softer mediums there. He's going to wait for it to get done in the DRS zone, I think. I think Avi Racing's pitting. He is.
Well, there you go. Sancho Wiz has taken that 10th place position.
I think Sancho Wiz was definitely going to get that. I think Avi Racing's just going to go on softs here for a bit of fun at the end because he knew he was going to lose his point there. He's getting Geordie, and they're all very close, but this is the gap to look at now, I think, is going to be Sorensen and Zentricity. This is for a podium position. He needs to gain 7 tenths in the rest of this 28th lap, and on the 29th lap he needs to gain. And he is gaining. I think he could get this if he doesn't make a mistake. Geordie, this battle for 5th place is still going on now. As Geordie is gaining a lot of time back here. About a second, about 7 tenths. And Geordie gets a nice little move down on Ice Top, who goes really wide, and he takes back 6th place, and he's right behind Viper again.
He's going to try take overtake on Viper again. This could happen. I'm pretty sure Viper does have damage from when he... No, it doesn't look like he does.
And Viper has a penalty as well, remember?
Yeah, Geordie's
just... He's
looking
going to be
for
set.
5th place at the moment. Unless he has penalties, let me check.
I think this is set now. These 2 drivers are going to get ahead unless there's no mistakes, but I want to watch Sorensen here. Is he going to gain half a second in this lap? He hasn't got any overtake though, and Zentricity...
Geordie needs one more warning for penalties. He needs to be careful.
Geordie's going around the outside of Viper. Viper goes deep, and Viper's been spun again nearly. And Icy Top allows him, but I don't think it's going to make too much difference with Viper here from that penalty. It's 3/10. This is going to be really close here for Sorensen going to get this podium. He's 3/10 now, 2/10. He's getting a lot of time. Those mediums to be seen falling off the cliff now. 3/10. He's so close, under a tenth now from getting that podium. I think Sorensen has it. Doesn't make a mistake.
There it is.
There it is. Sorensen's got it.
He just needs to hold it. I'll be racing with a 3-second pen, but it doesn't matter too much as he's in 11th place.
Yeah. If he can just gain a few extra temps.
Sorensen's got it.
I wouldn't say that too early. He could make a mistake somewhere. It's still only a tenth and a half, and he could lose that in the final turn. 2.5. Geordie picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Oh.
That means Icy Top's going to get 5th place now. And Viper's going to get 2nd.
Sorensen looks as if he secured it.
We're going to make sure. Yeah, he's definitely got it. He's not losing on the straight. It. But this is huge. I think Geordie's going to make the move anyway.
He didn't jump him. Oh my god, look at the gap.
Oh my god. Wait, Geordie and Viper go side by side. Geordie in 7th, Viper in 6th, and Icy Top takes advantage of that. Sorensen didn't get it. I think he made a mistake.
I feel as if Geordie would have pulled further ahead if Viper didn't tap his rear and spin him.
Yeah, he would have. 7/1000th of a second. I think what he would have done, I saw he was losing a little bit of time at the final corner. He was probably swerving across the track, across the end, and he lost the extra time. Wow, 7/1000th of a second to get in that podium. It's just like a millimetre of like a mistake. Wow. NSS Fruitful picks up driver in the
very
day.
Eventful race. Like a lot of close battles happening.
It was a great battle. A great race. They're gonna.
It's just unfortunate for Geordie towards the end as he was hit by Viper the first time and then Isotop the second time, causing him to lose a lot of time. And thinking of it, Geordie would have got a high position if those if the contact didn't happen. So I feel like he's going to be reporting those incidents.
Yeah, remember to screenshot the results, by the way. So I'll run through your top the rest of the race. So Armchair Bike takes the win here, with NSS Fruitful in 2nd place, Zentricity in 3rd place with the race distance 7/1000th of a second between him and Sorensen, who was unlucky to not get a podium in 4th place. OWR's top in 5th place there, taking advantage of these two penalties behind with Viper and Geordie following him. Anto Valo in 8th, Batuka in 9th, who drove a good race, stayed in his exact position. Sancho was in 10th, Avi Racing, who started 3rd, unfortunately had a bit of an incident of bad stops, really, he had to make 3 stops. 11th place, Thodion in 12th, Young Lights 13th, Nunny who DNF'd but had unlucky, Dubsy Man 15th from Foul 1 in 16th. I think my driver of the day would have been NSS Fruitful, considering he started so far back, managed to get the 1 stop to go 2nd, obviously being the tyre wear so bad. Fantastic race there from NSS Fruitful. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that race of Tier 1 here, round 2 around Bahrain. Hopefully you guys can join us next week, and hopefully my co-commentator Strauss Bong can join us next week. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to be here for this race, so Dubsy filled in after. Unfortunately, it happens for him in the race, so... Well, cheers for joining me, Callum. Oh, Dubsy, for this.
It's fine.
But yeah, it was a good race there, and I hope everyone enjoyed it, and we will see you guys in a week's time for the Vietnamese... Oh no, it won't be, because it's not on the chat. I think it'll be the...
I think it'll be China.
No, because that's not on there either. I think it's it's Netherlands Grand Prix, so Zandvoort. So we'll see you guys next weekend for Zandvoort. Alright, see you later, guys.